Thank you, everyone. Let's give a nice round of applause for Brian Clark. And we'll see you back here in about 30 minutes for Peter Greenberg. Thank you.
Go And of course, we take pride in the Turtle Princess Underground, which is one of the seven natural wonders of the world. And then we have Siargao. This is our secret. Not too popular at the moment, but those who know the secret end up coming home with white greens. Why? Because you see a lot of falls, you see a lot of lakes, and of course, we have the Cloud 9. Very ideal for world-class surfing. And then Cebu, the mix of the old and the new. A cosmopolitan city, and one about a few miles away, you have one of the world's best beach destinations. And there you also have a lot of shopping opportunities. Like for example, you have Kenneth Cobonque's furniture and Monique de Villiers' fashion apparel, which I won't name celebrities, but celebrities do use their furniture and apparel here in the US. And what can I say? The best beach in the world, definitely Boracay. No, we didn't do anything with the picture. The wine is simply that the sand is simply that white. And the thing about it is like I'm here, and that place around the 100 meters away, your child can walk from the beach all the way there at probably 6 o'clock in the evening. So, and aside from that, the sand is so pure. It's just like baby powder, and the waters are really so clear. So one of the best places really to go, Boracay. And there are others, okay, like Baguio, Bohol, Vigan, La Union, Davao. There are 7,641 islands. So if I go on, the travel adventure show may end. And, I'd rather give the floor now to my friend Alvin Adriano to talk about, the Philippines further. So, but if you want to know more about the Philippines, please go to our website. It's philippinetourismusa.com. And, you can take a photo. That is our email address. And by the way, later we will have a raffle. So I hope you can stay. We will give away 3 days, 2 nights at Bohol and at Cebu. So please stay on. Okay, Alvin, this is a very popular podcaster. Okay, a celebrity. Thank you, Alvin. Alvin Adriano.
Hi everyone, can you guys hear me? Awesome. So greetings everyone, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate everyone who's here to discover Philippines, the Travel Adventure Show staff for putting us all together, and most of all the travel professionals. It's been a hard 2 years. I know we're all excited for travel to be back, to be out. So, walking around some of these booths, it really shows that travel is innate and something that we love to discover around, but really connects us to what is available in the world. So, a little bit about me. I am CEO of Travelwise International. It's a Filipino-owned and operated travel agency. We've been open since 1989, so open about 33 years, and I've been managing for about 14 years. My parents opened in '89, so I practically was born into the industry. So I have a lot of experience. I've seen so many amazing things, so many different destinations, and met so many different people. But if you want more credentials, I have been in the business for 14 years. I was named the 2021 American Society of Travel Advisors Young Professional of the Year. I'm also the host of an award-winning podcast, Smart People Travelwise. And most of all, I'm a proud Filipino American that truly believes that Philippines is the most amazing destination in the world. For all of you, that's a little bit about me, but for all of you guys, I want to hear a little bit more about you guys. For a show of hands, how many people have been to the Philippines or is planning to go to the Philippines? Do you mind raising your hand? All right, so we only got a couple here. So for all the other people, I have like 15 minutes to figure out how I can influence you to get into the Philippines. I'm not going to sell you Philippines because I don't have to. I just want to be clear. I don't sell Philippines. I'm just going to give you guys perspective I'm going to give you guys some clarity so you guys understand what Philippines does really offer. So here's the big word I want to start off with, over-tourism. And the reason why this is important, because yes, we're really excited about tourism coming back. It's definitely coming back with resurgence. But some of our biggest problems pre-pandemic was over-tourism. You know, over-tourism plagued our cities, our destinations, and it's not like over-tourism was everywhere. It was only specific areas. And the reason why this is important is because now that travel is coming back, we have to be very careful not to let it go back to where it was before. And so in 2019, there was 1.9 billion travelers in the world. 1.9. That was people moving from one place to another looking for discovery. And do you know how much travel demand is at right now? Through the roof. Right now, people cannot wait to travel. They've been locked up in their rooms. They've been inspired by Instagram and social media, and they cannot wait. And we're waiting for protocols right now to be dropped. But so 1.9 million. And so when we talk about the strategies that destinations and places first started off, when they did their global marketing, the strategy was simple. It was more, more, and more. They were bringing travelers all across and bringing more and more up to more than capacity in these destinations. And so what ended up happening is it causes situations where beaches were filled. Historic sites were too many people with too many sites. Hiking and outdoor trails were too filled. And the after effects, situations like sewage being pumped into our oceans. So the reason why that's important is that so many people are gathered in one destination, people flocking, literally just taking over cities. And you know, things are, when we don't often check what's going on in the world, we often go too fast and we forget what's really important. As we look at the numbers, these were the tourist arrivals in 2019 pre-pandemic. And as you can see, Hong Kong tourist arrivals in 2019 hit 26.7 million visitors. When you do it in comparison to the population, 5 million residents in Hong Kong. The second level, Bangkok, 25.8 million visitors in 1 year, 2019. And the residents, 5 million. And the reason why that's important, as you go through all the other cities, you should ask yourself, how authentic can a destination be if there are more tourists than residents? Doug Lancey, a prominent travel writer, he said a city should have tourists, but the tourists should never have a city. And I want you guys to hear that one more time. A city should have tourists, but tourists should not have the city. Can anyone guess how many visitors Philippines had in 2019? Anyone want to make a guess? 10 million. All right. You'll be surprised. In 2019, we as a country, had 8.6 million visitors. We're comparing this to cities. So when you think about authenticity, think about how many people flock there and what you're where you want to travel, how you want to travel, where you want to travel. Think about those things. So when you compare, one visitor equates to 17 locals. How authentic can that experience be when you have that type of comparison? So, okay. Now, this is an experience that we all want. You know, when we think about experiences, we want to connect with our environment, with the people. We want experiences just like this. But how many times do we go to a destination and it looks like this. So when we start thinking about how we're going to plan our travel for the future, think about the experiences, not about the cost, not about what you're going, but the experiences that you want. Because those are the things that you take home. Travel is what makes you richer. And these are the experiences that do so. So it's not only about authenticity, it's about also the way we travel. You know, during the pandemic, we all had time to reflect and try to figure out what was meaningful and purposeful for us. We want to make sure that the time that we spent meant something. So in order to do that, a lot of people found purpose and meaning on being more conscious about sustainability. In one ongoing effort to reduce our long-term effects without harming the natural and cultural environments. So sustainability was one of the major breakthroughs during the pandemic that people were really conscious about. And a survey said that 69% of people believed that sustainability was important, right? But the same survey said that 75% of people don't even know what sustainable tourism is. Well, that's really funny because a lot of people have an idea of what sustainable travel is. You know, I can tell you this, that in 2018, Boracay, one of the most famous Philippine islands, was shut down by our country to ensure the longevity, to protect our natural resources, and to rebrand Philippines as a country moving into the future with sustainability. On the left, you can see what it was like in 2018. Overcrowded, full of debris and trash. And today, it is thriving. It is converted into an area that you can be proud of, that you're not full of over tourists. And it's become the staple of how Philippines is moving towards all these other destinations. They also created other initiatives like the Anahaw for green accommodations to certify hotels that have practiced renewable energy sustainability. They've also released a campaign, the SOS, Save Our Spots, to educate private and companies about the responsibility of tourism. So when you start looking at the possibilities of why Philippines is a place to go, it's because when we start thinking about sustainability, we're talking about natural environment. We're talking about connection. We're talking about understanding how you can be one and learn from the community around you. Here you can see some of our natural resources where they're converting a lot of our areas into places with zero impact activities, places that allow our foreign travelers to really see the essence of Philippines, connect with the people, and really find an authentic experience for themselves. And so I want to go back to this word over-tourism, because it makes it seem like over-tourism, that there is no action that can be solved. And really, the true way that we should say it is unbalanced tourism. Because there is actions that we can do to balance tourism. And to help you guys visualize, this is what over-tourism looks like. When the entire world is filled with people and there's nowhere to go. But that's not what our problem is. Our problem isn't everywhere it's filled with tourism. Our problem looks more like this. One lane, one area, one destination that people are flocking to. And as new travelers in the modern day, how can we be more part of the solution? How can we be more aware of what we do and how we can contribute to the betterment of the world? Well, being able to travel better. You know, when we first started travel, you had to learn to read a book, you had to learn a local language, you had to talk to people, whether it's in a car, in a taxi, in a hotel. Those experiences are what made travel better, because you were forced to connect with people, you were forced to get out of your comfort zone, and you were forced to realize how other people live. Right now, as travel is coming back, this is what's going on right now. Cancun Airport is filled with people right now. Hawaii, we know domestic tourism skyrocketed during it. A lot of people flocked to Hawaii. Hawaii is now dealing with the challenges of over-tourism, and they're now rebranding. March 25th, they'll be reopening to everyone without health protocols. Watch what happens to Hawaii and how they're going to battle over tourism. So I'll leave you guys with this. To travel is with purpose. And the reason why that's important is because people travel to get some kind of emotional feeling. We don't go to spend money. We go for a connection, escape, romance, discovery, food. But tourism is travel without purpose. When you go places and you don't understand where you're going, why you're going, and where you're going. You know, in this day and age, we all want purpose. We all want connection. We want a community. We want to feel things. The best part of Philippines is that connection that you'll receive. We're in New York. I know there's a lot of Filipinos here. For everyone here, raise your hand if you have a Filipino friend. How hospitable are your Filipino friends? Very hospitable, right? So imagine a country filled with that type of personality and that type of hospitality. Anthony Bourdain best said that Filipinos were the friendliest people in the world. You know, for all of us who are looking for that type of connection, connect with people in Philippines. So I'll wrap this up by saying, you know, we talk about the reasons why you should go. We talked about sustainability. We talked about over tourism. But I want to talk to you about the economic impact that it has. You know, when we go to talking about travel, when we talk about purpose, the tourism dollars that you will bring to our country, you know, we're a third world country. It means a lot. You know, third world countries don't have infrastructure that we have. And your dollars, by seeing these authentic experiences, will change the economic outlook of our country. 10% of our economic GDP of Philippines is based out of tourism. And for 2 years, we were not able to produce anything. So you can go to places like Bangkok, you can go places like Paris, which has 26 million visitors. But how much are you helping? How much are you contributing to over tourism? And how much are you going to be able to sustain the future and find discovery? So I hope I can see you all in Philippines soon. I hope you took some nuggets of information and really helped you understand how Philippines can be that next bucket list destination. But thank you again. I hope to see you guys in the trade show. But thank you.
So before you go, we have a prize, right? You may look under your seat. There could be a piece of paper there. And while you're under your seat, you know, we can entertain probably a couple of questions. If not under your seat, maybe in front of you or on your left. Nobody has found it? Nobody has seen it? Try the front, try the left. Yeah, we have a winner! Okay, you won 3 days, 2 nights in Cebu and 3 days, 2 nights in Cebu. Wow, so I'll give you my card. So that's a total of, 7 days, 6 nights in the Philippines. Wow. Yeah, okay. Any questions?
Maybe 6 to 10 hours on the train. Asia. Premium, you know.
I think that sprinkles vanilla ice cream.
proceed.
Actually, I'm gonna send that picture to Heidi. I will. So she was so excited. I didn't have time.
I do.
I don't know.
So you were here since yesterday?
Yeah,
Uh,
I flew in and I flew back home, and then I flew this morning. Okay. Alvin Adriano, CEO of Travelwise International. Oh, it's very important. I mean, travel is coming back with a resurgence, and it's important for people to go out and find discover new destinations. You know, being able to be in person allows us to connect with our fellow man and be able to find new destinations for us to explore, and that's what travel really is all about. Of course. Of course. You know, the last 2 years, a lot of people were locked down in the quarantines. They didn't have access, and they were inspired by social media. And so travel now has become, you know, a way for people to get outside of their houses, to discover things about themselves. And so being able to do that here and showing people what's available in the world has gotten a lot of people excited. There's a lot of optimism around the industry, and so excited to be part of it. In the last 2 years, we've realized that connection and community is something that we really thrive on. We took it for granted, and being in lockdown and not being able to travel really put things in perspective. And so when we travel, travel is with purpose, meaning that you're going there for a specific reason, an emotion, something for you to feel or experience it. But when you go on tourism, that's traveling without purpose. That's just going somewhere to sightseeing. And I think a lot of us are now realize the importance of being able to find something authentic, something genuine, something that can connect with us so that we can bring that home and share that with some of our friends, our family, and share that with the rest of the world. I think the most important thing is just to feel comfortable with uncertainty, feel comfortable with discovering, because that's what travel was before. A lot of times we took travel for granted because we had so much accessibility to communications with books, but that meant what made travel so unique. It allowed us to get out of it and try to find who we are, so we can travel better and be better people of the world. Um, just be able to connect. Don't be afraid to talk to people. Be willing to step outside of your own comfort zone, and just you know look for a community. Travel destinations now are in need of tourism dollars, and so wherever you decide to go, make sure it has some meaning or some purpose to why you want to go there. Mhm. Yep. Well, because people people go to people go to different destinations to find and discover new places. But sometimes the things that we found most are the people that we meet. And the reason why that's important is because we learn. We're a race of people who learn from information, and passing that information wherever civilization that you are helps us grow faster, innovate faster, and be better as humans. Yep. Yep. Super excited. Philippines has never been a third or fourth destination bucket list, but now that people are looking for meaning and connection, it's going to be a way for us to really market Philippines and show Philippines off to the world.
Tell us a little about Travelwise. What you do here?
Yeah, Travelwise, it's a Filipino-owned and operated travel agency. We've been open since 1989, and we provide Filipinos access and ability for travel planning all around the world.
And as a travel advisor, like, what would you advise? What to prepare? How to prepare this post-pandemic world? We still in the pandemic. There are concerns of they're still unvaccinated or vaccinated. What would you tell people?
I think the most important thing is to assess your comfortability. I mean, no one can tell anyone what's safe or not safe because we all have our own preferences. So as you start assessing where to go or how you go, just figure out what you're comfortable with, and then once you get out there, follow all the rules and protocols. But honestly, I think we're at the endemic. The pandemic has really turned, um, has been a lot easier to move around and travel around. So we're really excited for the future and the rest of 2022.
If people want to learn more about Travelwise, where should they? How could they?
Yep, you can always reach us. We're available online, www.itravelwise.com, or you can see us on Facebook, facebook.com Smart People Travel Wise, or you can reach us at 301-248-8898. Good? Oh, thank you so much. Oh my God. Oh, that's great.
Teka lang, kinakati ako, kinakati ko. Sige. Okay. Kaya may ano lang ako rito.
Okay, how many hours left?
Mute mo.
Tayo after nito. Kasi di pa rin ako nagla-lunch. Sige, sige.
Alright, sige, ako na mag-ako.
Okay, okay.
We'll start by introducing yourself, what is your name, and organization you're representing.
Okay. Hi, good afternoon. Mabuhay po sa inyong lahat. This is Francisco Lardizabal, the Tourism Attaché for the Philippine Department of Tourism, New York. And we have jurisdiction over the Northeast, US, major parts of the Midwest, as well as Eastern Canada. Good afternoon po.
This travel and adventure show.
Okay, this travel and adventure show has been there for something like 19 years. So they're doing this is parang Siyangge, you know. They invite the, tourism destinations, cruise lines, tour operators, you know, to put an exhibit, as you can see here. And this is a good place, you know, for people to look into travel offers, best tourism promos in different areas and for different activities like diving, for example. So we've been joining this for more than a decade. And for us in PDOT New York, this is already our fourth city in the past 5 weekends. So we've been to Chicago, we have been to Washington, D.C., and we've been to Boston. And this will be our last stop for the Northeast, New York. But my colleagues, for example, in Los Angeles, they just had their show last week. And then they're also joining Dallas as well. And then our San Francisco office will also be joining. So these are very busy weeks for us. And Joey here and Luz in the next few weeks will also be going to Canada, Toronto and Montreal for a similar show, the Outdoor Adventure Travel Show.
Can you tell us a little bit about the protocol, health protocols in the Philippines right now?
Okay, the health protocol in the Philippines right now, we're glad. Of course, as many of you know, we've been open for visa-free countries since February 10 for fully vaccinated travelers. So there's no more need for quarantine. And then starting April 1, we're going to open our borders to all other countries, uh, including those that are not visa-free, like China, for example, and India. So the travel protocols, of course, would vary according to the alert level and according to the protocols that the local government may impose. But at the moment, you know, at alert level 1, uh, it's much freer now. Travel movement and meeting of people. So this is really the right time to enjoy the Philippines.
Can you tell us about travel destinations in the Philippines?
Okay, so we are promoting here major destinations. We can start, of course, with our backdrop. Okay, Bohol right here is, of course, very popular for its dives, but of course, it's always been very popular for the beaches, the chocolate hills that are here, and rich rural culture. And of course, the most popular destination, as always, has been Boracay. No need to describe Boracay. And the other destinations that we've been promoting extensively are, of course, Palawan. Uh, Favorite here among the U.S. travelers, simply because it has what many of the states here don't have. You know, the lakes, the lagoons, the white sand beaches, and the mountains all around Palawan. And of course, we're still continue promoting Cebu and Bohol. Cebu, of course. the mix of the cosmopolitan, the beaches, and the very rich culture and history, as well as the shopping, of course. Shipping.
What about diving destinations? Or
Diving destinations, yeah. Just last week, we've done a webinar for virtuoso travel advisors to teach them and to educate them about diving in the Philippines. And we had a lot of participants during that webinar because certainly the Philippines is really the best dive destination, as we all know. You have a lot of it all over the Philippines. We can start with Anilao, Puerto Galera, Dumaguete, Cebu Bohol, Palawan, and of course, our jewel is the Tubatahari. So the divers actually are starting to come in droves now to the Philippines. They've been, calling us even during the pandemic, eager to go to the Philippines as soon as possible. And once we opened last February 10, they started to come in. And that's information from the airlines that I got.
what would you advise travelers to the Philippines? What should they prepare for?
Okay, well, they should prepare for the warm and friendly welcome that awaits them when they get to the Philippines, and the surprise that destinations like Boracay that used to be filled with tourists, yeah, they can have it. Their family can have a lot of the beaches on their own. Um, the good thing about the pandemic is it gave our natural attractions time to rest, time to recover. And so now what they can see are refreshed tourist destinations all over the Philippines. So they should be prepared to have the surprise of their life.
So, if they want to learn more about the Philippines, where can they go? Department of Tourism website?
Okay, yeah, the website is we have a travel app actually. Ah, okay, we have the travel app. It's Philippines.travel, and then our website is PhilTourismUSA www.philtourismusa.com. Yeah, I also want to tell people about this. This is our current slogan. It's more fun with you. Yeah, right. We take it up from the It's More Fun in the Philippines campaign. Because what we want to impart through this message, especially among our Balikbayan friends, is that we don't just want you to go to the Philippines and just go to your province and that's it. What we want you to do is bring along with you your relatives, your friends, whether they are here in the US or whether they are already in the Philippines. And after 2 years of the pandemic, give them time to enjoy the different areas all around the Philippines. So let them have more fun with you in traveling to the Philippines. That's what I want to impart. And by the way, we would like to invite you, after more than 2 years, people have been on vacation mode. And, you know, you can see here in the Travel and Adventure show, Americans are really eager to go home. And I have a lot of friends, Philippine American friends, who are already starting to pack their bags if they have not yet already gone home. That's because everybody's on vacation mode. And where would I suggest that you go on vacation mode? Right here. The best paradise in the world, Boracay Island.
Final thoughts.
Yeah, final thoughts. Yeah, I'll still go with the slogan. It's more fun with you, whether it's your friend, your girlfriend, your wife, your children, your friends in the Philippines, your friends here in the US, your dog. Yeah, it's always more fun, to visit the Philippines with your loved ones.
We have the chance to invite invite you to the Philippines.
Yeah, yeah, please go to the Philippines. It's the best time to go right now. It's open, no quarantine, and as I said, Filipinos there are eagerly anticipating your return.
okay. Sa kotse pare. Balik ako siguro in 10 minutes, tas kain tayo.
Well, you should go back now to other destinations.
Which one your favorite?
Here, it depends on your interest. If you want beaches, we have trip to Bohol, Boracay.
But of those two, like
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
my favorite.
Bend the follow on. What's your second favorite? What do you think is the up and coming? What's the next problem?
Next side visit. Alright. Yes.
Para sigurado walang ibang Okay, I'm Vic Suarez. I'm here right now in New York. I'm doing the sales side of Philippine Airlines for this part of the region, New York and the northeastern region.
Now that travel is coming back na, what should travelers keep in mind, lalo na pag sakay sila ng Philippine Airlines? Ano na ba yung mga kailangan na ano yung mga requirements for travel when deciding travel from Philippine Airlines?
Yeah, this time it's easier to travel. Very simple. Just get your ticket from Philippine Airlines. We fly out of New York 3 times weekly, every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Then be sure you've got your COVID travel insurance for at least 35,000 US dollars. That should cover you for COVID issues while you're in the Philippines. And then third, you can either get your PCR test, negative PCR test result within 48 hours before your departure, or the most updated one, or an antigen test 24 hours before your departure. So no more quarantine in the Philippines. It's right now the Philippines is on alert level 1. So we have opened up, and it's time that we're back and open. In fact, Philippines is open again to our borders are open to all leisure and our balikbayan travelers from this part of the U.S.
So yung pinag po kayo uptick ng mga, dumadami ba yung mga travelers in the Philippines, maraming nag-book na, because yan,
Yes, actually, there's a pent-up travel. Everyone is trying to, arrange their travel itineraries to the Philippines, especially right now that Philippine Airlines has just or is celebrating its 81st anniversary. March March 15 is our anniversary date, and of course, every year we come up with a seat sale, and everyone is waiting for this promo to come out. Now it's there. It's selling March 15 to March 28 for travel from July 1 up to, well, at least next year, July next year. So everybody's there trying to grab it's as low as $900 round trip from New York to the Philippines.
hanggang kailan yung promo?
So the promo is until March 28. It's selling until March 28. But for travel, you can start traveling July 11. July 11 2022 this year until July 20 next year 23.
So this is for all Philippine Airlines from LA to Philippines, New York
It's
to Philippines.
yeah, it's network wide, domestic and international. It's all there. It's available.
So what's your biggest tip for travelers na, I mean, medyo uma-okay na yung COVID, uh, although may mga variants pa rin. So ano yung biggest tip mo for travelers?
Well, let's keep on the travel protocols. We keep on continue to have the mask while keep your mask on while traveling. Keep the physical distancing, and then of course for travel to the Philippines on our flight, just be sure you have your 48-hour PCR test negative result, or the 24-hour antigen test, and your COVID-19 insurance coverage. You got anything to do with if you need some issues or clarifications on your travel on Philippine Air, kindly visit our website at www.philippineairlines.com.
Are there talks na since tumataas na yung demand of passengers and booking, 3 times a week pa rin kayo? You used to fly every, di ba? Every 7 days a week?
We used to fly. Right now we just have the right size for our New York market. So we're using the Airbus 350 state of the art aircraft. It has a business class, premium economy, and the standard economy as well. So right now we're into that one. Hopefully, if the demand keeps on going up, then we might be able to upgrade our aircraft to the Boeing 777.
Can you tell us about the trip, the Philippine Airlines? You mentioned you celebrated 81 years. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, 81st anniversary of Philippine Airlines. So we've been flying the skies for the last 81 years. It's been not only bad for Philippine Airlines for the last 3 years during the pandemic. So we've just come out of our reorganization on the financial side. We're okay. We have everything in place, and in a matter of time, we're just starting to go up and fly again in the open skies, guys.
Can you tell us how long the trip is from New York to Manila and stuff like that?
New York to Manila, 15 hours nonstop. Going there, general route is you see the northern what they call the northern lights. So that's nonstop, 15 hours. Yes.
And if people want to learn more about Philippine Airlines, where should they go?
Yeah. If they want to learn more about Philippine Airlines, the best website to go is www.philippineairlines.com. That's where you get all the information about Philippine Air.
Diri man ka. Diri sa aliwa, diri man ka banda. Oo, makabili na siya.
So make some noise for the legendary Miss. If y'all having fun, make some noise. I'm gonna bring to the stage one more time Miss Amanda Pork, and she's going to talk a little bit about the Miss America pageant. Make some noise for Miss Amanda Pork. Hello, hello, hello. Thank y'all so much for coming to the New York Travel and Adventure Show. My name is Amanda Pork. I spell that with a Q because I'm original and also kosher, so there you go. So you can consume me. I'm glad you're all here having fun. I'm here representing Miss America, our Atlantic City queer pageant. We are hosting it at Hard Rock Cafe, Atlantic City this year. It's going to be on September 24th. So if you're in the mood to get rowdy and you want to go to Atlantic City, do some gambling, do some sketchy stuff, and also see some drag, please come and see us. We're going to crown a new Miss America, and it's going to be a lovely adventure. Every single year it's hosted by Carson Kressley. So if you're trying to see some reputable queer men on a microphone looking snazzy and being annoying, come see Carson. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I have one more number for y'all, and that's going to close out our little drag show for the evening. Does that sound okay? I'm going to be over here at this booth for a few more hours, so come see us. We have Larry and Rich. They can help you get some card info, and we can get you set up with our website where you can get tickets once we make them available. So without further ado, my name is Amanda Pork, and thanks for coming. DJ, hit it.
big.
Thank you, boss.
Oh,
Huh?
we need more.
Yeah.
Pasya lang kita sa...
What does chef need in the studio in a creative space? What do you need to create? Is it dim lights, incense, candles, anything? What do you need? Dr. Pepper. Are you serious? That's it? A can of Dr. Pepper? No, in a glass of ice. Right. I'm not a barbarian.
didn't like that? I love that.
Hanging rice.
You know, we wanted to go to the big stadium, Armadale Stadium. It was closed.